Hello people. I've just done a list here of things that need fixing on planet Earth, or changing. Not in order. Number one, the bad management of money distribution. For instance, professional football players getting paid millions, whereas a street worker doesn't get paid millions, and they're more important for the world to continue. Number two, education, in the form of teaching people scientific basics. There are XY males in this world. There are XX females in this world. There are XXY people in this world. There are XY females in this world. There are also XX males in this world, and there are X people in the world. X0. So fundamental scientific basics, not just males and females on this planet. And there are people who are hormonally imbalanced technical males, like myself, and this might help doctors to diagnose people better who are suffering from general depressions. Number three, we need fixing with manners and politeness. We need an unconditional trust of those we meet. We need to be forgiving and giving. And all those things we're lacking and have been lacking in for many years. It's time to get those back and be polite with each other and say hello to people who say hello or nod at you on the street. It makes a huge difference. You don't have to talk with them, just say hello. Number four, changes of some fundamental old style rules. Basically our law system, or our law systems around the world. There's a lot of laws that just don't make sense. I won't list them now. Also, policing. Our police forces in the world, are they truly here to protect and serve our interests as the people and the tax-paying people? We also need to set up anti-bullying forces that protect the bullied. And maybe they do that in the form of that sort of karate, self-defense, judo type thing, where they don't actually hit the bully. They allow the bully to tire themselves out trying to hit the task force, the anti-bully task force. So there's actually no violence used. Number five, health awareness and acceptance. Free health care for all, so that we don't continue to spiral out of control with all sorts of people getting all sorts of diseases. We need to monitor people better and look after people better with their health, so that they don't spread the diseases that they have to other people. We need to control and aid people who have diseases that are contagious. And we need to treat them and look for solutions. But mostly we need to have choices as individuals and not leave it in our doctors' hands all the time. Our doctors should be our advisors and not our captains. Number six, how we produce and distribute and use our power, as in electricity, and looking for better ways to have our engines for our vehicles running smoothly without the use of oil and stuff like that we've used for far too long. Also our factories, the pollution that our factories create. There's got to be other ways to still produce what we're producing, but in a different way. And of course in that there is waste. But that's my point number 7. Waste and reusing. A lot of people don't like the word recycle. They get turned off thinking about the subject of reusing when they hear the word recycle, because they automatically think in their heads hippies, marijuana smokers, bums, and people who take taxpayers' money. All of those stereotypes are completely wrong to blanket anybody who wants to recycle, reuse, and fix things that are broken instead of throwing them out and making more waste in the world. There's a lot of waste, as you know, people, and we don't really sort our waste. Simplest form of waste is our own faces, our own shit. That could be used as compost and also it can be used making energy. Number 8. Fundamental, excellent kindergartens and nursing homes, looking after our extremely young people who've just come into the world, making sure that they start their lives off pretty well and are supported to be themselves. So therefore, when they get to the nursing home stage, and even now the nursing home stage, people need to be cared for. They've done a great service for living that long and doing what they did in life, and simply at the moment nursing homes are not at a good standard of care. And many people have broken the gap between the middle-aged people with old people, the middle-aged people with children. And children to the grandparents stage, there's a lack of connection there, and the young are not learning from the old, and the old aren't learning from the young. Many old people are put into homes and left there because simply people say they don't have time or the money to deal with them. So there's a lot of lack of care in the world, and we need to get that back. That needs fixing. Number 9. Encouraging and rewarding people who tell the truth. In this world, you'll find many times in a situation where you will probably have to lie in order to get what you deserve, because the system's set up that way, because there isn't a trust in the truth. And when you tell the truth, a lot of times in this life, people don't believe you, and you get in a bad situation if you tell the truth, normally. Now, we head into the sun now. And back again. Number 10. Increasing social integration initiatives so that foreigners do not feel like foreigners in a global world. There isn't enough interaction between people, either because they look different or because they speak a different language. There are many foreigners living all over the world who weren't born in that country but actually love living in that country, or are living in that country for financial reasons, or for love interests. They could have fallen in love with their partner who's from that country, and they've gone to that country because they love them so much. And languages can be difficult for some people to learn. We must understand that and accept that, but also we need to invite them to our homes, we need to invite them to our parties, we need to invite them to dinner, we need to say hello to them, or at least smile to them and make them feel welcome, that they're where they are at the moment. And as we all know ourselves, when we become foreigners and go on holiday, we would love to be treated the same way, don't you think? Number 11. By the way, there's 13 points here, and I think it's unlucky for some, 13 of course, but I think we've got to reverse the world around and change the number 13 into a lucky number. Aren't we lucky to be able to talk and communicate? Number 11. Securing space and securing Earth from inbred and natural terrors. Inbred terrors I would mean by the actual human terrorists that like to destroy rather than to build better things. And so there are those sorts of terrorists in the world that would like to go to space maybe and blow up Earth from space. Yeah, so we've got to secure space from Earthlings, not from aliens. I think aliens are no threat to us, and these films that we have that depict that aliens are going to come and terrorize us with laser weapons and try and kill us all and take over our planet is probably a big joke. I think if aliens were to come to another planet from another planet, if aliens were to come to this planet from another planet, I think they'd like to have a hotel for the night, and then they might try and take us over. But I think we should have welcoming arms to aliens that come from other skies. Think about it this way: when we go to another planet and find other things living on that planet, we would love to just rest, wouldn't we? But we won't, because I'm sure it'll be an American-led space mission, and the Americans are, I'm sure, as they've proved to us in the many last years, that they will not be going unarmed to another planet, which is quite unfortunate, really, because I'm sure these people would love it if we came. I'm running out of battery, so I'll be quick. Number 12, providing enough recreational activities for babies, children, teens, 21-year-olds, middle-aged and retirees. There isn't enough to do on this planet. People are bored. That's why they turn to drugs, and that's why they turn to terrorism, because there isn't enough to do. Number 13, very important, this one. Computer screens should be available on every street corner, informing the people of the laws, so that there is no excuse for breaking the laws. And I've